Alright guys, here we are. So, as you can see, our fuel processing is pumping out a whole bunch of plastic and sulfur and explosives, and it's all being carried away. So, the reason it's all being carried away is we went ahead, we being me, and we built a rail station up here because those are the items we're producing and we're going to ship out. So we got our red circuits prepared, but we don't have plastic for our red circuits. So now we are ready to start delivering red circuits. So we got our plastic pickup, which is where we are, and our plastic drop-off, an empty cargo, full cargo, blah blah blah. We're full on fuel, so let's go. And this is the first time I've made this run, so we're kind of testing the route, making sure it works. Like I said in the last video, I fixed the issue with the bulk loaders and the bulk unloaders. So we should be good to go with this. And there we go. So we're going to follow this on down. Now, obviously, I could have belted that down here and it would have been a shorter trip and it would have been faster. But I wanted to go ahead and set this up so that in the future, if we have more trains, we're all prepared for it. Now, I'm bringing this down into two belts, which means there's a lot on the belts up here. I could have done it up farther, but you know, whatever. It's kind of in keeping with what's there. I could have just gone ahead and taken it out of there, but who cares? So let's go on down here, see where this is going to go. Now these two lines, as we get further along, they're actually taken up by something. So even though there's nothing here, there's something down here. So this is set up for when we want to start delivering stuff. These two bottom lines, on the other hand, don't have anything on them yet. So the plastic will come down here. And it's all yellow belts right now, so it's running kind of slow. We will get to that, and we'll get this all replaced with red belts and all of that good stuff. So it's going to come down here, go up, and that is the only thing at this point that we are waiting on for our red circuits is our plastic. Now, one of the things that we're running into is this coal patch is just about finished, and this coal patch right here is what is feeding. If we follow this, it is feeding up into our research, and it is feeding up into our oil processing. So we need to get more coal coming in. Now this line, even though it comes up here, it's not feeding up. It is only feeding our smelting, our little bit of smelting that's here, and it is feeding our power plant. And we're getting to the point where the time has come to start changing over our power production. Right now we're relying on coal, and we're getting to that make or break point where it is time to start getting away from coal as far as power. We'll still use it for smelting, we'll still use it for science, but with regards to power, we're starting to get to that point where it's time to make the changeover. Now, because we now have plastic coming up here, we'll now have red circuits, which means we will be able to start building our nuclear reactor stuff, and we'll be able to put in a nuke plant. So that's what we're going to do, is we'll swap over to nuclear power. Everything kind of needed the red circuits to do that. Now we've got our plastic coming up, and we just have to wait for it to fill this, and then that'll back up, and it'll all be going up into red circuits. And at that point I'll turn my red circuits on. Now, this blueprint was set up that the red circuits actually, everything came in on one side, exited on the other side. So I flipped these belts around. I flipped them around, I consolidated them here, and I just run them back down through the plant. So now everything comes down and it goes back down onto the bus. And we are just about filled up on this. So let us there we go. That's going to fill up. Alright, so let us go ahead and turn this on. And there it goes. What do we got going here? Why did it do that? That's odd. Wonder if it's because of the way they set this up. See, this is, and it looks like what they've done is they've relied on the fact that you'll have red, or you'll have green, and you'll have plastic coming in. But what they did not do, it looks like, and what we're going to have to do here, okay, is there a way to do this and clear this? Let's do this. And go ahead and try and clear this out. It's kind of an odd way of handling that. And it has kind of caused us a bit of a problem because of that. Let's see if we can get this cleaned up and get it fixed. It just means pulling off all of these green circuits. Oh, damn it. I didn't turn this one off first. Oh, I didn't turn it off there. Alright. Alright, now let's clean this up. Alright, there we go. So now let's turn this back on. That's a weird way of doing it. What I don't understand is why they need a splitter here. They really don't. We're going to get rid of that splitter. Because they don't need it. There was really no reason for that splitter to be there. Alright, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. We got our red circuits going. Everything should be going fine now. Should be doing it. Yep, both sides of the belt. It'll fill up down here. Good to go. Alright, so we have our red circuits going now. I mean, they're not going fast, but they're going. We don't have any beacons in there. Now, the other thing that was odd is if you look at this blueprint, and of course I changed out the assemblers, but they have in the blueprint, if we can pull the blueprint up, here it is. If you look, it's got speed modules in the beacons and speed modules in the assemblers. That's odd, because why would you put speed modules in both? I think you can put production modules in these because they're not, this isn't a final product, so you can put production modules in there, I do believe. So I don't know why you would put speed modules in both. Let's see if we can build a productivity module now. And I'm just going to build one just to see if we can stick one in there. Because I don't know why you wouldn't do that. Alright, there's productivity module. Can we put a productivity module in there? Yeah, see? So there's no reason, wait, no, that's the copper. Yeah, you can put a productivity module in there too. So there's no reason to double up speed modules and productivity modules. It doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know why they did that. Anyway, we'll deal with it. So let us look at research, because we ought to be doing a bunch of research, and we haven't done research lately. So let's see. Well, let's do that, because we definitely need to start working on our movement. Sure, belt immunity, personal roboport, night vision, I'm not worried about. Energy shields, not too worried about. I think we need these to get Power Armor Mark II. We gotta have these, and these will open up our but I did the twos, right? And I did the, oh, we got to do this, and then that's going to open up our Power Armor Mark II. There we go. And none of this is really expensive. That'll get that going, and then we'll just go back and pick and choose stuff from there, probably personal lasers, things like that. That'll get us to our Power Armor Mark II, which we want to have so that we can start moving around a little better, and what have you. Alright, so now, like I say, our coal is getting to a point where we are nearly out of it. Now apparently there's a little tiny bit of coal there that is not being gotten, so let's get that. Every little bit helps, right? So now we're getting it. Okay. Alright, so we need coal. Now we got coal down here, but it's in this weird area where there's water. It's going to be hard to mine. We have the same thing going up here, but those are our next available coal deposits. So I guess we will get down here and hit this one. We'll make some landfill. We'll pick this one up, and we'll bring it. We'll bring it somewhere. But I think we're going to start sending that one up to our up here. So first things first. First we need landfill. So we need to clear ourselves some space in our inventory. Let's get rid of all the train stuff. We don't need it right now. Let's get rid of the miscellaneous stuff. Right. Alright, there we go. So now let's snag up a bunch of stone and start working on our landfill. Alright, there we go. And if we, I suppose if we wanted to get a bunch of it, we go down here and we pluck it off of the train. Because it's a whole bunch of it all in one location. So that ought to theoretically give us enough. That ought to empty out the train. That train will go back, bring us back a full load. We're still working on our iron, so we're probably going to at some point want to go and snag up. We've got these iron patches up here. That now that we've got the train line up here, we can start running trains down to the down to here as well, and we can set up a bunch more trains for iron. Now the only reason that I'm landfilling this area is to allow us to get in here and mine this without having to have the aggravation of laying a lot of weird mining layouts. Right, that ought to do us right there. All right. Okay. I mean, it's still a weird jumble, but at least we'll be able to lay mining drills in sort of lines. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I don't know, just I want the neatness. You know what I mean? And yeah, I guess maybe it's a little OCD, but so what? Alright, there we go. Is that all of it? Alright, that's all of it. There we go. Now, where are we going to hook this up to power-wise? I guess we're going to go down. I know I've got tall pole or big poles, but I've got a whole crap ton of these little poles, so might as well use them. Oh, I hear you down there. Boy, you guys are gutsy building right on top of me, aren't you? Oh look, that one's already empty. Now see, that's what I was talking about. We're getting dangerously low on our power. Let us do that for now. Let's do that for now. We'll hold off on this. We've got it made. And what's killing us on power is we got all this research going right now. But we're almost done with the research. So we're okay. But I guess let us, since that's going to kill us, let's go ahead and start looking at our electrical needs. So we're going to need to start mining for uranium, and we're going to need to start converting that to fuel. So let's, and I mean, sure, I could put in another power plant. I'm sure the coal that we have would support a fourth plant. But if we can swap over, why not? Let's swap over. Get away from using up our coal, so we can start really kind of concentrating on using it for the things that it's really meant for, like plastic. Alright. Good, good. And I know I need to bring sulfuric acid down here. Luckily we are producing it. It's just a matter of setting up a train depot down here to bring it in. Time to get rid of some more trees. Alright, there we go. Okay. Okay. And I think we're going to bring it down this way. There we go. So now our research is done. We won't be using as much power. We're okay for a little bit. So that'll be the power portion of it. That'll be the belt portion of it. Now we just need pipes. Let's get rid of that. See how our power's doing now that we're not doing research. Yeah, it's starting to charge back up, so we're okay. Now I think I already have pipe up there, but we're just going to go ahead and start snagging pipe. We're just going to grab some iron here, and we're just going to make some pipe. You know what? Actually, we probably should have, because we're going to need tanks. We're going to need pumps. We're going to need blah, blah, blah. Let's go up here and grab all of it, I guess. Do this one time, get it set up. We don't have to run back and forth. Alright, so we're going to want nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Pipes. Nothing else there. Tanks. Pumps. Nothing else. I don't know. Do we want to do that in red? I guess it really doesn't matter. The yellow will do. Do we have? And I'm not seeing any. Any mini loaders. Well, we got. That's why. Okay, here we go. Pumps, tracks. Get rid of the red. We got 4 mini loaders. We got 4 loaders. We got pumps. We got tanks. Get rid of the wood. Get rid of that. We don't need those. Alright, I think we got everything we need. We'll see. Do we have track? We don't have much track. We're going to need track. Let's go over here and get some track. We got lights. We got train stops. We just need track. Alright, that'll give us enough to get started. Because once we get the power plant on, we can divert all of this coal up to our fluid processing and really kind of get our plastics and everything else going. Now we are going to have to make concrete and what have you for our nuke plant, but we can at least get the fuel started, start mining that. Alright, so we need now. Alright, so that has, oops, almost all of our pipe hooked up. What we're going to do for this one, it will feed through that way. So we're going to do that. I'm pretty sure that will feed that way. It's not the neatest thing, but we got this corner to contend with. Alright, so now we have to bring in fluid, and we have to get rid of or take out our uranium. So how are we going to do this? Because that doesn't have a bypass loop. That is the loop for that. So we need to put in some sort of a bypass there. So that's how much we've got to work with. Well, what if we actually brought it here? We just brought that over. We could do that. Alright, well, we need some room. Let's get rid of that. And let's temporarily put this guy down. There, that'll give us some spaces to kind of get us started. Because what we're going to want to do right, so we're going to bring that out and bring it back in here. And I know doing this straight crossing like this is bad juju, but all right. So now we're going to want to turn that off. We're going to want 2 rail stations here. One of them is going to be for our fluids, and one of them is going to be for our uranium. So we'll do the double here. We'll have them coming like that. But we're going to get rid of this curve. All right. Only we don't want this one to be there. Alright, so that's going to be those, and we're actually going to want them on the other side. You know what? Screw you. There. Damn it. Right? Right. Okay. So if this comes up, what is there that's in the way? Tree. Alright, there's that. Right, so if that one makes that curve, then we know this one can make the curve there. Right? Right. Alright, so that'll bring in our uranium and bring our uranium out. That will bring in our liquid and bring our liquid out. We just have to signal these stupid things. Which means here, here, and here, right? And then here, 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 and here. And then here and there. And well, we got a signal there, and we got a signal there, and we got a signal there, right? So we don't need a signal coming back that way, I don't think. Alright, there we go. Now, get these trees out of our way. And then we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Now we don't have a whatchamacallit with us. So rather than worry about that, we'll just do it this way. Okay, there's that. Now, right? Did I build that right? I think I built it right. I think I actually built it right. What do you fucking know? Yay me. Now, how did I end up with 1? I don't know how that happens, but every so often. There's that. So that'll bring all that into there. That'll balance it out. Okay, there's that. Okay. Now, we're not relying on speed for this because it'll sit there as long as it's got fluid in it. I don't care. Okay, so that'll feed all of that, theoretically. Those will fill that. So if we call this acid drop off, and we call this and then we should just have to hook that to that. Now is everything up. Need one there. Now everything should have power. Alright, so that's all got power. I knew you had a piece of wood in you, and I looked and it didn't show up. But that, now we've got it. Alright. So, chugga chugga choo choo. Chugga chugga choo choo. And then that'll fill those. That'll fill those. We should be good to go. Alright. Cool beans. Now it's set up. We can not worry about it. It's all set up. We just have to set up our delivery for our sulfuric acid, and that will get started on at least mining it and filling the loaders. How many pumps do we have? 6. Should be enough. How many tanks? 6. That should be enough. And we're sitting right at an hour. So we're about right. We get this done. I can start gathering the materials to build our nuke stuff. And then next episode, we will decide where we're going to put our nuclear processing and our power plants. And they're probably going to be somewhere in the area of this lake or this lake. And we're going to try and co-locate the uranium processing and the power plants. And then at that point we can switch over from coal for power, which will be nice. Alright, so now we have all of these coming in. This is our physical materials. So now we need our fluids. And for fluids, how many stops are we going to want? We know we're going to want sulfuric acid. We know we're going to want lube. I don't know if we're going to want the other 3 or not. But we're going to want at least those 2. and we're going to want them to fit in here and there. So let us, first off, let's put the wood down over here. Get the wood out of our thing, get that out of our thing, get that out of our thing, because we don't need these anymore. So we're going to want to cut this coal off. And this coal is just fuel for the trains, so we can cut it off right now because it's going to route down the same way as that one is anyway. We can cut off this power for the same reason, because it's just going to feed those. So we're going to want 2 stations. Now they're not going to be delivering physical goods. They're going to be delivering liquid goods. So we can actually fill in that. Right, there we go. And then we can do that. And that still gives us enough space to put in a couple more if we need them. Now we don't have substations, which maybe we'll bring substations back up here. We'll see. Alright. But for now, there's what we want, because we want to do this. Alright, that's going to feed our in. Now, I'm going to put down tanks here. I know we probably don't need them. Oops. 5. But I'm going to put them anyway. Because I want to. Right, so then they'll have enough to supply the train already on hand. Then we'll go from there. Alright, so now, let us bring, I know where our underground that we didn't have went. No, maybe not. It's all right. Alright, there we go. we need an inserter. We need another underground. And we need power. And rather than going all the way back down, we'll go over here to our research and we'll steal some red circuits from research and we'll build our substations with stuff from research. Because it's closer. And then we need steel plates. We don't need the plastic, but we need the steel plates. And we need the copper. And then we need iron plates for undergrounds. Just about done. We can get that train running and then we'll call it a video. Oh, you know what we didn't do is we did not put in we didn't build inserters. That's okay. That's okay. We don't need them right away, do we? We don't need them right away. We got everything else we need. This is all set. We just got to bring our fluids. So let us right, should be filling the train. Yep, filling the train. All of our train is filling. Now this add station, oops, let's do this first. Call this acid pickup. So add station, acid pickup, full cargo, acid drop off, empty cargo, automatic. And that's full of fuel, so we're good to go there. Now we just need what do we need for fast inserters? 1, 2. And then we need copper. Which we're making over here, so I'm just going to grab some copper. There's our inserters. We're going to turn that off a manual. We don't want to leave them without us. We want to finish these two inserters up. We'll set up this fuel later, or this fluid later. We don't know what we're going to put in it yet. So until we do, we will leave it empty. Why did that not hook up to that, I wonder? Who knows? It's hooked up now. That's what counts, right? I don't care about those two. We'll grab them when we need them, when we're back up here and we have room. Alright. There we go. Now let's see if this works. I mean, it looks like it's going there. Yep, and that's doing its thing, and it's doing its thing here, but let's not, yep, okay, now those are, alright. So it will route through that one and around, good. Alright, so they're all doing their thing. That'll allow this to fill up. And that'll go back. Alright guys, so there it is. We got it going. We're starting to mine uranium. In the next video, we'll set up the nuclear stuff. I'm going to go ahead and gather all the materials prior, and we'll get that all situated, and we'll go from there. I'm going to turn this off for a minute because I'm going to go up here and pick up these miners that are worn out. Alright guys, so there we go. That's got to start it. Like I said, next video we'll set up the power plant. Alright, or we'll set up all our nuclear stuff. Alright, bye.